Oh, okay, I'll just repeat it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, because without any further ado, and I promise you, this is now it. We are live, well and truly, in the Ultimate Team Tournament. This is the first game of the quarterfinal featuring Luvnest and Momo for show in the north. Who do we find in the south there, my dear VonAsten?
We find VonAsten and Isildur, a seasoned 2v2 team that is out for blood and hoping to make a reputation of themselves in the game we're about to have.
And they are indeed. I mean, everybody knows who Luvnest playing as the Soviets and Momo for show playing as the USF are. These guys are pretty famous in our community as streamers, right? But talk us through what we know, VonAsten, about Isildur and VonAsten.
Oh, well, Isildur and VonAsten, I have been watching them stream as of late, and they're definitely a very well-oriented 2v2 team in understanding both their strengths and weaknesses. I've seen them be able to carry each other in situations that would otherwise seem like an absolute loss of whatever units they were using. So I think they are very well synchronized against Luvnest and Momo, who are also very well trained and synchronized in terms of keeping each other supported on the 2v2 battlefield.
Stern Pioneers went for the house. They missed out. They decided to shoot through the window. They haven't lost any models yet, so it does seem like we're going to see some very, very early med packs down from our OKW player, Isildur, which is, of course, the original King of Gondor that killed Sauron, etc. But in this case, it's a British company of heroes, two-player, and a possible budget saver for GCS2, Kappa.
Indeed. He is actually relatively new to the scene as well. I've only seen him in the last year and a half or so peek out, and he has definitely had a reputation for his 1v1 and 2v2 plays. So I would definitely say he's going to be a challenge for both Luvnest and Momo when it comes to 2v2.
Nice hunting here. Negative cover road. The conscripts push in. We've also now got barbed wire in that traditional 2v2 format. Going to go down to keep out the victory points. And we've also got the famous, VonAsten, the famous Luvnest Scout Sniper team.
Oh, very well played. Looks like Momo might have overextended here a bit with his RE squad. Thankfully, though, the Grens aren't trying to go for the kill on retreat, even though... Oh, and the MG is repositioning, so RE squad does get away.
There you go. It seems like a lot of pressure is being applied to this eastern quadrant right now. And we've just got 2 units in the west, so all eyes in the east as the sniper team makes its way up and into combat for the first time.
Yeah, good sniper opening from Luvnest. Definitely something the Axis are going to be wary about. I can tell you from personal experience, Luvnest's sniper micro on crossing is insane.
Is it
so
really?
It's going to be a pain in the butt for Axis to take it out without any lucky RNG hits.
Taking your bets now, VonAsten, above or below 50 kills for this sniper?
I would say above 50 kills before it dies, at least. That's how good he is with this sniper.
I remember very well.
However, the Allies, while they do have the anti-infantry presence, the Axis are applying a ton of pressure. They now have almost both fuels on the map, and that will allow them to tech up a lot faster than the Allies. And you see one of them's actually going for mechanized, so we might see some Panzer II and Puma action.
Oh, that'd be excellent on a map like this. So many roads and such a spread of activity. You can use those light vehicles to really push yourself around. Possibly better than a flat half-track would allow you to.
Oh yeah, definitely. While the flak half-track does let you deal with the planes in the late game, it's not as effective as like a Panzer II is in being able to follow and wipe units on retreat, because it doesn't need to set up like the flak half-track does.
Excellent push from Momo for show. 3 rifle squads and the rear echelon troops allowing themselves to push up. But if you notice something, Von, the snipers in behind them, using them as a human meat cushion.
Yeah, Momo and Luvnest are just synchronizing themselves so perfectly in these engagements. He's always making sure there's at least one unit guarding the flanks of his snipers whenever he pushes up with them.
Nice push by the combat engineer squad of Luvnest, going for the cutoff, denying resources. They've got a difficult retreat path, though. They'll probably be fine, but who's to say?
Yeah, that was very good cutoff push from Luvnest. This delays the Panzer II by at least 30 seconds because they'll have to recap and then get the fuel back.
I went ooh there, VonAsten. Sorry, as the shoe mine went up.
Oh,
Could
no,
have killed that rifle. Could have killed it.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that noise. That was a good one. You're getting good now, VonAsten. This is like your 5th ever cast. And your oohs are getting perfect. Pitch perfect. You've been practicing.
Oh, I've had experience, trust me, with my own KO2 1v1 games where I have wonderful instances of RNG madness and KO2 Uberwask engagements.
Wow, the map really does look crappy from this angle, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's made out of flour or something. But let's go back to the traditional angle as we watch this MG42 getting into position. Stern Pioneers with not much health at all. Oh, they are going to have to get those packs down or indeed start using the bunker. Ah, they've got the bunker, the Wehrmacht bunker in a perfect position. That's really good.
Yeah, they'll be able to just save on munitions and use the medical bunker to help heal those OKW units. So definitely a smart play from the Axis team in conserving munitions.
Also, everyone, keep an eye on just how far up Momo is now. He's managed to cap and keep his side of the map. Rear echelons are going to have to get out of dodge very shortly. Elsewhere in the west, we've got a push by Isildur.
Well, we've got a wonderful blob push here from Isildur and VonAsten, trying to apply pressure on the sniper and force retreat, which they were able to do. So they won't be bled as badly as before. Now, however, they're going to have to retreat. That reinforcement conscript and rifleman squads are coming in.
Talk us through the commander choices, VonAsten. What do you see on the allied side?
Oh, interestingly enough, I see Luvnest and Momo have already gone out exactly with what doctrine choices they want, and this definitely shows that they know how to play this map and have played this map many times before, because Luvnest has gone with the standard guard motor doctrine, which gives the 120 guards passive vehicle crew repairs and mark target, as well as T-3485s. I would say that is a pretty decent choice for this map, because the 120 definitely will be able to add on with the sniper and bleeding the Axis and hopefully taking out support weapons. T-3485s, very durable, can definitely hold the line.
And on Momo's side, VonAsten, he's going for the indirect fire. He's got the mortar half track, which, if it hit those Folks Grenadiers there, could have been devastating.
Oh, yeah.
In the rear, though, they have the Panzer II Lukes waiting, probing, anticipating. Captain could keep that at bay if it does decide to push.
Yeah, the Allies are going for a heavy motor start with a motor half-track and a 120 7 minutes into the game. So they're looking for trying to bleed the Axis as much as they can. However, even though they have all these support units on the field to bleed Axis, Axis still have both fuel points under their control, which will be kind of scary, as the Allies will only be able to hold against armor and light vehicles with AT guns until they have a fuel point back.
Talking about the Wehrmacht and OKW metas and their commander choices, VonAsten's gone for a very munitions-intensive Jaeger infantry doctrine, which of course has Stuka's close air support and light artillery. Whereas Isildur has a lot of capacity to make decisions later in the game, and we'll have to wait and see how he decides. But notably, VonAsten probably will need to go tier 4, maybe get a Brumbear, possibly a Panther, in order to get something juicy out in the late game.
Oh, definitely. From what I can see currently, he's only teched through phase 2, so he can only get the tier 3 structure, which I believe he actually is. Yep, he is building the tier 3 structure as we speak. OKW, on the other hand, I'm curious to see if he's going to go for the Stuka or if he's going to go for the Schwer at this point. Honestly, the Stuka wouldn't be a bad idea to try to get maybe the sniper and take out the motors.
Combined blob coming in, Von. Nade goes in on those guards.
Guard squad gonna have to get out of there from that double nade usage from both the Volks and the Grens. Oh, we got white phosphorus rounds coming in from the mortar hand.
Tasty.
Good way of pushing the blob back. We got the sniper also picking shots at the Gren, pushing the cutoff.
18 kills already, VonAsten. And counting. It's already got an 18 now, and we're only 9 minutes into the game. That is insanity.
Yeah,
that's just silly.
20. That's pretty decent in terms of sniper bleed so far.
Nice.
Oh, RE squad going. Oh, yeah, RE squad just goes down with Panzer 2 and MG42 in the building.
Yeah, the Lukes has already gotten 6 kills itself. It's not doing too bad of a job. But that bleed
That's
is
actually
real
a
with
good
this
hit
sniper.
as well. He's going to need those sweeper squads if the Axis lay mines or tellers.
He is indeed. Luvnest getting the ever faithful Soviet T-70 out very soon. It's not too late, I guess. It should still have an impact.
No, this is usually it's too late if it's around like the 12-minute mark. This is you know, semi-decent enough, so definitely not a bad time to get the T-70 out because the Axis, they do have an Ostwind that just hit the field at the same time, so that might put a bit of an issue in the T-70 being able to bleed, but Allies are definitely going to need more AT to help counter this Ostwind that just hit the field. That's when the situation's kind of bad, when you get a T-70 right as your opponent has an Ostwind.
Yeah, it's really bad timing. Also, the only AT the Axis have is, of course, the Raketenwerfer, but now the Ostwind is out. To be honest, that can pretty much count. And look at that thing go. First foray into battle.
Oh, he's sending in the Stuart, maybe to do some pot shots against it.
Hot shots indeed. Ostwind just turns its turret instantly. Locks in. It's pretty brutal against light tanks, to be honest.
Oh yeah, and this is a bad situation for the Allies because now the Axis are going to be able to continually hold both fuels with that Ostwind defending the right-hand side. And the Allies have actually done a pretty decent job holding the BPS in the process, but they need that fuel because if they can't get the armor to support the late game, they're just going to get overrun and bled to death by this Axis armor.
Just had the M1AT gun out. Got a DP dropped by that Guard Squad. Here comes the Stuka Zavuso Von.
Oh.
Nice barrage. Takes out the combat engineers of Luvnest.
Oh. That was the other sweeper squad too. Now they don't have any sweeper squads. This is unfortunate if the Axis lay mines anywhere. Although the Axis haven't laid any mines.
They have laid one mine. They've laid a mine on their own road near the base in the middle.
Oh, they have. Okay. Well, at least they have one mine position, so that's good.
Luke's now up to 10 kills. Sniper, meanwhile, is on... That's 25 already. That's absolutely insane. 12 minutes into the game, 25 kills. I think, VonAsten, we should now be betting on whether will it make 100.
Oh, that debatable, but it's possible. Luvnest is an insanely good sniper player, so I wouldn't leave that out of what's possible here in the game.
Anything's possible when you dream, VonAsten.
Raketenwerfer might go down in the center too. He barely gets away. Those riflemen, the drawback of using LMG riflemen over bars is they don't fire on the move. You have to stop them to fire. So he could have killed that Raketenwerfer if he just stopped moving them.
Allies now do have AT options. They've got the M1, they've got the SU-76 out, so that Ostwind's had its little day now. It's gotten 4 kills.
SU-76 definitely is going to keep the Ostwind a bit in check here on the right-hand side.
Stern Pioneer and Luke's excellent anti-infantry on the west side there. Captain's thinking better of it. But the damage has already been done, and the white phosphorus rounds and the mortar are really going to work.
Yeah, so far he's only got 2 kills on the motor half-track, but he's been using those white phosphorus rounds to force a bit of retreats whenever the blob or support weapons are pushing and being set up.
Folks, Grundy, ill-fated journey into the center. Sniper giving it fire. Very interesting battle. Luvnest, by the way, has just teched 80 grenades. I mean, why not? He does have 2 conscripts, I guess, and seems to me, VonAsten, that's indicative of the fact that you might want to stay in Tier 3 and just spam SU-76s.
Yeah, that is definitely an option here, although he doesn't have the fuel for it. But the Allies are definitely capping both fuel points now, hindering the Axis' once huge resource advantage in terms of fuel. However, the whole thing that I think is what could be the game changer here is the fact that the Allies, look at the BP situation. This whole time, they've only lost 9 BPs to the Axis. Even though they've been completely dominated with fuel and territory and army comp, it's still been able to just hold that BP, which is pretty typical of what Luvnest likes to do as a 1v1 player. Make sure he's always got the BPs in check.
Yeah, it's immediately not the most important resource, but it definitely is the final and ultimate resource of this game, of course. It's very important in the late game because it's always down to whoever can hold the DPS longer against their opponent.
whenever you're playing 2v2. So the Axis, I think they're starting to realize this, and they're going for the BP cap now, and they're getting the fuel too.
Doing a good job of it. Sturm Pioneers leading the way. Sturm Gewehr toting Volks Grenadiers also on the east side. VonAsten, he's got a Stug. He's got an MG42 with ambush currently. So that's going to be an instant suppression when it reveals itself. It's like, aha! I've got a giant machine gun. You weren't expecting that.
Oh, interesting use of the camo ability from his Jaeger infantry action.
It's exciting. I like that kind of stuff.
No, it's crafty. It's definitely good use. He's making good use of the action that he has.
Seems that Axis have really begun to tighten a noose now. I mean, let's just check on the tap map. You can see it's almost like a Pac-Man-esque
Yeah, just
shape.
2 minutes ago, the Allies were, you know, in the advantage, camping the fuel, but now the Axis seem to be making a massive counterstrike throughout the map. The Allies are being forced into a small bubble through the center right by their spawn, and they're going to have to break out from this in the next minute or so, or else it's going to look pretty bad.
Nice little bit of attrition being done by the Stukazufus there. Sturmgeschütz pushed itself behind the bushes just to push away that T-70 momentarily. Sniper Watch currently up to... Holy crap, is that... Yeah, that is 32 kills.
Amazing. And that shows you Luvnest with his sniper. Force to be reckoned with.
I think it's a force to be fearful of. I mean... Absolutely. Got somebody, Boris the Potato, in chat, VonAsten. We do have chat for YouTube viewers. This is live on Twitch. He said if only Dave and VonAsten was the ultimate NA team.
Yeah, I pitched Dave for 2v2, but I think he just has, you know, a busy real-life schedule. He's also got a girlfriend, too, so that takes up a lot of time.
That's gross. Why would you want one of them?
Having a girlfriend and playing Co 2 while still having a girlfriend?
It's terrible for Elo, honestly.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
You cannot maintain top 100 ladder with a girlfriend. It's awful. Raketenwerfer needs a second shot on the T-70. Oh, just about misses.
Oh, just misses it. Good micro from Luvnest getting out of there.
Nice work on the East. Osvin going to mop up the dastardly conscripts, laying, that's right, tripwire flares. It is Luvnest, of course.
Smart move from Luvnest. Definitely useful tripwire players because it'll be able to bleed a model per tripwire.
Interesting game so far. Seems that VonAsten and Isildur have separated as Axis. You don't too often see that, but that's a big show of confidence in their own abilities.
And this is what I'm talking about in terms of when I watch them in their 2v2 broadcast. They are very, very synchronized. And I'm wondering if Luvnest and Momo, while they're also quite good in terms of knowing their strengths and weaknesses, right now I think their biggest issue is they just don't have tank destroyers on the field to deal with this. They just have one Su-76 as their main AT role. And now they've just got a... Oh!
That was brutal on those squads. Four models on that squad down, rather. And, I mean, you say synchronized, but VonAsten, to be honest, they have separated in this game as on crossing. They've won their respective 1v1s because both have fuels and both have their own victory points. And they're basically, we've seen that Isildur's beaten Luvnest on the west side, and VonAsten's pretty much beaten Momo back on the east side. That's really a big show of micro skill, you know?
Yeah, they've really outplayed them, and that's impressive because usually 2v2 Axis players always stick together to form that massive army comp, but they're actually microing and holding the line pretty well throughout the map here.
Will we see the Allied indirect fire come back to haunt them, though?
Yeah, I think honestly, though, it's not even the indirect fire that's the issue right now. Like, Momo is absolutely insane whenever he has a Jackson on the field. And right now, he's relying on double AT guns, not Jacksons. While the Axis are building a Panzerwerfer, and on top of that, have a Vet 1 Stuka. So this is not the most ideal situation for Allies right now.
Let's have a little look. The population caps are all around 60, so it's an even game in terms of army size right now. Victory points are still... Just had a unit lost. Any eyes on that? What that was, VonAsten? It sounded USF to me.
Yeah, I think one of the extra RE squads just died, I want to say. Because I don't see any of the rifles dying, because he had 4 rifles before. And the Major's still alive, too.
Sniper about to open up with its 40th kill. That's right, 40. That's quite a lot.
Oh, correction, it was actually the captain that just went down.
Oh, wow. Panzerwerfer. Oh, takes out the AT gun. Bad camera work by AE. Missed that, but there you go. It's down now. And Stukasavus following up. Let's follow the rockets. Follow that trail.
Oh, I think it's going straight in the center here. Doesn't hit anything, sadly. I think he was guessing on where the Allies were going to move or retreat from.
Tell you what, that's worked out quite well. He only got 3 guards models, but his first grenades have got an easier retreat path now. Still 2 victory points in Axis hands.
Yeah, even through all of this Axis might, the Allies have still been able to harass the VPs effectively. Like, they're not even bleeding that badly compared to the Axis, so they have time to burn to come back into this game here. And I think if Momo can get a Jackson out, that's when things are not going to look so pretty for the Axis.
Indeed. Second guard squad out now for Luvnest. Momo for show. He does have Major out now, so he could be thinking of that Jackson that's VonAsten's been talking about. Meanwhile, VonAsten's army, of course, is a very interesting hybrid build. We've got the Panzerwerfer, 2 tier 3 vehicles of very different abilities, and then finally Isildur, who has got a very traditional OKW current build order.
Yeah, VonAsten right now, his army comp is pretty standard for the doctrine that he's using. However, I would recommend him getting a second Stug at this point, even though the Axis don't, or the Allies don't have tank destroyers on the field. Double Stug on crossing is absolutely insane.
I'll tell you what else could be insane, this Panzerwerfer barrage.
Going right in the center here. Oh,
he retreat pathed it. He retreat pathed, trying to gamble on them retreating into it, and it didn't work.
Yeah, does damage the motor half track, but that doesn't mean much. He can just jump out and repair it.
What the hell? We've now got an Axis triple cap on the go.
Yeah, the Axis, however, definitely hardlining on the BP situation. They don't like that the Allies have had that BP drain going for a while.
That was a better prediction. He strafed right on that retreat path. Could have been a lot worse.
That was a great Stuka barrage there. You know, he didn't wipe anything, but he definitely got a few models on retreat.
Okay, we're going to do kill counts now, VonAsten. Kill counts with A. The overall kill counts are on your screen right now. I won't go for every player, but you can clearly see that Isildur's gotten the better of it. And Momo for show's got a weak KD, and Luvnest nearly hitting positive thanks to this glorious 46 kill sniper.
Dear God, yeah, here comes the 50 kills. This is Luvnest just, you know, even with this bleed, somehow the Axis are still getting units on the front line and effectively using them.
2 things have just happened with the unit compositions. We've got the Jackson out, and we also now have the Panzer command tank.
Yeah, this Jackson is going to be a real thorn in the side of Axis. He needs, he really does need a second Stug out of it, because he does have the command panther to support, but double Stug is needed whenever there's at least 1 Jackson on the field.
What an absolutely terrific battle right now. As the Axis teams are both hit 85 pop cap, the Allied teams aren't too far behind. The army compositions are bristling with heavy hitters right now, and VonAsten, we look set for chaos, for calamity, for all-out warfare.
Yeah, right now I would say the Axis are in a bit of a disadvantage because with this Jackson on the field and the sniper bleeding.
He got the guard squad on retreat. Stukasavus follows up, gets the other guard squad on retreat. It's a double rocket artillery genocide.
Well, that was my first experience of the Caster's Curse. I would like to say the Axis are now in the lead with that wiper there. And now it's going to be difficult for the Allies to push up with their infantry presence they once had with those beautiful artillery barrages that just went off.
What a hellacious way to die. Those 2 guard squads on a marathon through hell as rockets of different caliber fall from the sky. It was like Worms Armageddon right there.
Yeah, this is just... Oh, this is bad for the Allies. They not only did they retreat their entire infantry arsenal, they're getting pushed into the corner again and taking hits from the JU-87. They don't have anything to counter that, too. They don't have the M5 half-track upgraded to shoot down the planes, so it's going to be free reign whenever he uses that Stuka in this game.
So let's just check out the graphs there, because what we would have seen is a huge drop for Luvnest. Well, it wasn't as big as I thought, but it was still big. Momo for sure with a huge drop as well. All the while, Isildur and VonAsten lost nothing for that, so real big win for Axis.
Yeah, definitely. However, the Allies do still have their armored presence, even though they've been taking fire from the Command Panther and Ju-87s. They still kept all of their armor alive through all that.
Luke's, by the way, is up to 23 kills. Sniper's still alive, but is fearful of being on the battlefield right now because there's so much indirect fire getting thrown around. Let's keep an eye on the counter-attack of the Allies there. They do have their tanks remaining. They could get back in this VonAsten with a big VonAsten-style tank rush.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think as this game dwindles on and the fact that the Axis have them triple cap, the El Desperado plays are going to be coming into effect shortly. I think once they repair all their armor, they're going to try to go for one big push. I don't think they're going to try to suicide charge per se, like I usually do, but I think they're going to try to see if they can regain at least one half of the map. Right now, however, they're just making sure the BPs aren't getting drained.
Oh, perfectly positioned Panzerwerfer barrage there. Very unlucky not to have picked up more. Sturk against the Stuart. We know who wins that one.
Yeah, Ostwind just going to town on the Stuart here. However, he's got to be careful not to overextend the Ostwind, especially if the Stuart used the stun rounds, which he just did. Ostwind, however, able to get away.
Jackson idling around, not showing the best micro there. I just looked at it and it was doing a donut.
Yeah, Jackson trying to put some good work into here, but the Axis, I mean, Isildur is having top-notch Command Panther micro.
Look at these Sturmgeschütz von Ivan.
Oh, VonAsten going with my recommended double Stug build. Definitely keeping the allied armor back on the right-hand side. Gonna have to repair, though, after taking some AT gun shells.
Meanwhile, somewhere in Denmark, Imperial Dane feels a stirring in his trousers. As the the double Stug.
This is Dane's wet dream right here, double Stugs on crossing. Oh, can't be asked for more.
By the way, whilst we weren't watching it, the sniper's now up to 60 kills, but it could be very soon to be an ex-sniper.
Oh god, Stuka getting too close to cover here. Sniper just shitting its trousers, getting out of there alive with that Stuka round being right next to him.
That's the great thing about skirts, von Ivan. It is a female sniper team, so that those logs just roll straight onto the battlefield.
Oh, they might be snipers, but they're also professional ballet dancers. Getting fast Stuka shots like it's no big deal.
I tell you what, if he'd just circled that barrage to go the other way, Luvnest guessed right, and he went the left direction. He didn't retreat, which would, could have been also fatal. So he had like a 1 in 3 chance there, and he just about got it right.
Now the Allies, with their armor presence, have been able to reclaim the left-hand side of the map, and they now have 2 VPs back in their control, allowing them to hopefully come back into this game. Panzerwerfer completely overshoots the AT gun. Unfortunate for them.
I think he's drunk based on his huge successes earlier. He drank a lot of Bavarian beer and is now just firing madly onto the battlefield. Probably firing the wrong way.
It's Panzerwerfer hasn't done much. It's got 9 kills compared to the Stuka, which has 30 kills and is Vet 2, soon to be Vet 3. So Isildur making that Stuka worth its cost for sure.
Crazy.
However, he is floating a ton, I have to say.
He absolutely is. He's at 84 pop cap. He wants probably something a little bit bigger, maybe, and he doesn't want to get any more infantry. Let's check out his combo. Yeah. Seems like he doesn't quite want to.
I mean, at first I thought it was because of the infamous OKW hop cap issue, but he's still got at least 15 manpower to throw maybe like a Puma or another Panzer to in the field.
The flares are up for the OKW. Ooh. Means he's getting that Stukasafus barrage almost perfectly on the MG.
I gets a bit of that MG there. I have to say the Axis actually have been played pretty smart so far. I think they've realized that their opponents haven't used the doctrine that includes the IL-2 strafe or the P-47 strafe, so they haven't gotten the Stuka, or I should say the flak half-track, to counter any of the planes, since they haven't even gotten that doctrine.
Nice from the Ostman, perfectly placed. VonAsten, when it becomes like artillery warfare like we're seeing, I feel like we're casting some kind of weird British sport that no American's ever seen, like crickety fizzbang, and we're like, oh look, he's sent another rocket over, I wonder what's going to happen this time. Oh, he killed 20 of them, fantastic. It's just like a very odd version of tennis, would you not agree, VonAsten?
Oh, definitely. And I have to say, the Axis have dominated for the last 30 minutes the RD presence. We finally have a Katusha from Luvnest, but all Panzer II just goes down to the S-276, which is Vet 3. Amazing use of that from Luvnest there.
Sadly missed on camera. We did decide to focus on what the Panzerwerfer was doing. Oh, we now have indirect fire for the allies there, Von. It is the Katusha. The Stalin organ's warming its vocal cords. Gonna sing us a nice...
Extending a bit with it, I think, but if he can get a good salvo in here. Not sure what he's aiming at. I guess he's just waiting, but if the Stuke sees the Katusha in the center, he might...
Shit, sorry guys. Command tank was under a little bit of pressure there. From the now Vet 3 Su-76, Von.
Yeah, this Su-76 is going to be a pain in the side of Axis, unless they can kill it.
Stug and the Stukas tried to do the very same just now.
Vet 3 Sturbs go down in the center of that Vet 2 T-70 shot. Good use and over an extension from the Axis here.
Ostfin parading around still, Von. 18 kills. It's done its job, I tell you.
Oh! RG plane almost crashed into the Jaegers there.
That would have been hilarious. Snipers, by the way, are on 67 kills. So the Axis really want to cap this central victory point. The Allies have somehow been able to keep hold of it for the time being. They've got an ambush hold fire MG, just capping it. Conscripts jump into the circle. We're going to see them unleashed right now.
Ooh, white phosphorus rounds being used by the motor half-track. However, there are no infantry pushing at the moment, so a bit of a miscalculation there from
Jackson
Momo,
pushes in, sees the Stug, reverses away.
Oh, MG might go down in the center here. Yep, goes down to the rifleman. If the USF can capture that, might be able to use it against the Axis.
Huge barrage coming into the center.
Oh,
and the Stukas. It's a combination from hell.
Oh, rifleman.
How did they survive that? How did they survive, VonAsten?
Oh, they prayed to the RNG guide right before coming onto the battlefield, comrade. That's how they survived that. T-34 rather is possibly about to fall prey to the Rakettenwerfers. Instead, reverses away. Command Panther has found the T-70. Taking deflections.
Oh!
Sniper, I don't know why, it's shooting at the Command Panther for some reason. I guess he has it on A move.
So cocky, so arrogant.
Rakettenwerfer dies to the Katusha, or the 120, I believe, on the left.
It was the Katusha, yeah. Nearly got both. Stugs are pushing in,
VonAsten.
Got
a huge armored push on the left-hand side here. One of the Stugs are both falling back. However, the Command Panther going in solo gets a T-34-85 kill Su-76.
Wow, Command Panther using the Stukas with cover. Combined arms tactics.
T-70 combo kill, just getting out of there after taking out both pieces of armor. That's a big win for the Axis.
Huge win right there. And the Jackson comes into view. I mean, it might not actually be a wise thing to do because Hermann Goering's Eagles are still going.
Absolutely uncontested. They really need to get an M5 on the field to shoot down this Ju-87 usage that's being directed at them.
The combined arms going on right now. I'm not saying it's combined arms skill because it mostly is in direct fire and one-click plane abilities. But from a pure spectacle standpoint, VonAsten, it is pretty cool.
It is indeed, and another cool thing I just noticed is Isildur is using radio silence in a 2v2 game right now. 34 minutes into the game, he's using radio silence. The question is, what is he using it for? Because, I mean, none of his units are actually on the front lines except for maybe a Volk or two, but I guess maybe if you're invisible on the mini-map, which I know Luvnest uses a lot, it'll probably be like, oh, there's nothing there.
Well, exactly. Luvnest and Momo for sure are both heavy tac map users. So when they pick that tac map up and they can't actually see the opponent's unit icons.
Yes, this is actually a semi-smart decision by Isildur, because I do know Luvnest likes that tac map more than he actually micros units on the battlefield
Definitely.
itself.
Momo's the same, though. They're both heavy tac map users. From watching a lot of Momo's streams, so it's like the ultimate ability to use against this team.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty smart choice from Isildur. It seems like he might have done a bit of research on his opponents here. Another Stuka coming in, almost hits the ambulance.
Oh, could have been so much worse. Ooh, Command Panther, this is a bane in the side of the Allied armies.
SU-76 trying to get out of there with its life. Vet 3 Rifleman with LMG about to go down to that Volksgrenadier on retreat, and they get the kill. Another, I think... Oh, no. Light artillery barrage coming into the center here, getting good shots on the rifles. Ambulance running away with its life, trying to figure out what is going on. And I think the Axis definitely, I would say at this point, are going to win the game. Unless they throw all of their armor right now, there's no way Allies can come back in the situation.
Got a fresh Panzer IV. It's weird to see something without veterancy so late in the game, but I think Isildur's finally had a bit of pop cap he wanted to use.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue right now for Allies is they didn't have something to counter the Ju-87, and they also let their opponents recap the VPs and hold the fuel for a considerable amount of time.
So brutal as well, VonAsten. You've finally gotten your units back, full to health, fully squadded out, and then they get hit by a barrage immediately.
And we're coming into the center, you're probably going to get the AT gun. Oh, luckily it gets out of there without taking any shots. Axis just trying to keep the Allies from getting to the VP here, throwing in everything they can to delay. They're actually using the old stalling tactic that the Allies did before the game started.
Oh, the irony, VonAsten. As the Stug now hits veterancy 3. Some lovely shots in there. In our disgusting game of indirect fire tennis, it seems that the southern team have hit an absolute ace against their opponents here.
The Axis, like, look at this, Vet 4 Stuka, 42 kills. Even though the sniper right now, how many kills does it have? It has, like, oh no, it's dead! The sniper is dead.
Oh, no.
The sniper is dead, so... Yeah, that tells you how bad the situation is for Allies at the moment. And that shows you the Axis, like, I gotta commend Isildur. His Stuka usage this game has been absolutely insane. Even though it hasn't 100% done its job, it's forced the Allies to constantly retreat, constantly take lead.
Oh, and here comes the, those... It's actually the light artillery.
Nice.
Nice.
Right on the AT gun, probably gonna go and the Stuka. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Allies just immediately...
Oh, yeah. When that light artillery and the Stuka joined forces to take out that M1 AT gun, they're like, right, fuck it. You know, enter, /L, enter. And that's them exiting game 1, giving the win to VonAsten and Isildur. Just before we go over to mine and VonAsten's beautiful faces, I'm just going to very quickly go through some of the kills on some of the units. Command Panther, it had 7 kills. 2 vehicle destroys. We saw that. That was awesome, wasn't it, VonAsten?
Oh, definitely.
43 on the Stukas of Vus. Meanwhile, VonAsten, his Ostwind ended on 27. His first Panzerwerfer ended on 20. He actually had 2 by the end. Luvnest, meanwhile, his MVP died. And Momo for show. He did pretty well. He had got a Vet 3 M1, but no kills, unfortunately. MVP was the M1 for the USF, which is never a good feeling, you know.
0 kills, he had Vet 3. Impressive.
And then Luvnest had his SU-76 as MVP. VonAsten, The Stug. Wow, look at the efficiency on that thing. That's pretty insane. And then, meanwhile, Isildur, MVP for that. I mean, these aren't usually very trustworthy stats, but the Folks Grenadiers. Let's go back over to VonAsten. Just imagine a really cool fade now.
Oh.
There we go. That's perfect. Who needs production value when you can do sound effects for VonAsten? That's amazing. Now, VonAsten, strategically, that wasn't the most pleasurable game after about 20 minutes. I think we can both agree with that.
I can give some reasons for that as well. Like, you know, Crossing in the Woods as a 2v2 map, definitely in the favor of Axis. And Isildur, even though Momo and Luvnest are very experienced, even with allies on that map, Isildur and VonAsten just harassed the fuel points so effectively early game, delaying the allies from getting tank destroyers. And Isildur, especially, the use of Artie on that. I mean, they got a Katusha by like the 30 to 32 minute point, whereas Isildur had that Stuka right from the get-go at around the 14 to 15 minute mark, and he just used it wonderfully.
He did. And
the allies just didn't try to counter that at all. They could have tried to send in like a T-70 to kill it, or T-34, or some other Stuart even to maybe harass it, but Stuka was just uncountered the whole game and able to bleed them.
It really
was.
Was.
The Ju-87 supported.
I actually think that I believe VonAsten and Isildur's individual micro, this is not something that's really easy to portray whilst casting a 2v2, but their individual micro in Company Heroes during firefights, i.e. their reaction times to get behind cover, they're pulling away from a rifle nade, that kind of thing, the small level detail of VonAsten must have been out of this world during that game, because they both individually won a 1v1 each against Momo for show and Luvnest on separate sides of the map in the first 20 minutes. And that gave them a huge resource advantage in terms of fuel. We saw the Osvind out super quick, and that Osvind caught them with their pants down. You know, they really didn't have an answer to, and it took them 3 minutes. They had to then build AT guns and SU-76, and I just think that was excellent. Also, VonAsten, it means the sniper couldn't be covering too much area at once, because they pretty much